Yeah, I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that this is recording. So I'm going to. I need to stop it and check in that position. Well, I could just I'll just hold it because I'm tired. I don't want to have to do this again. I tried the first time and it I can't do this like that. It's all right. Whatever. So I did this morning, but I covered up the mic and it didn't go. So I have to do it like this. This is the other shirt. I got a bunch of these different types of the werewolf shirts. Tied in with, again, thinking of meekness, and but what I wanted to touch on, yeah, every one of these things are going to be a little different, and it's too bad the first one got cut. Silly, but it's all right. Um, there's a policy in the world different in the culture that we find ourselves in, cultures in this country. Sorry, I look tired. Um, I worked for a while, all day today. Let's see. Maybe I can use that. Ah, huh. Maybe not. I can use that, I guess. Um, the world we live in is very crazy, and um, there's the certain. If you're in the corporate world or whatever, work for a large company or something, and there's a DEI. You know what I mean? Well, my version of this, my perspective on what this actually is DIE, die, and it's distraction, inequity, and exclusion. And man, I really look tired. I don't like that. I don't like looking tired. Okay, I'm parked in my car. There's people around me. Um, so distraction. There are ideologies that want to impose. The people who have certain ideologies, they really try to impose it on others, and of course, one may want to attack um, Christianity and say that that's something that's been imposed and needs to be eradicated. I think in some ways that is what DIE is, in the spiritual meta level of it all, the whole thing. It's against God. I think. I think it does want to antagonize against those who claim to have faith. Man, I look tired. Sorry, I don't like looking like this. My eyes look so tired. I have a mediocre job, but it helps me survive. I just have to sit or stand, and I'm sitting. I have to take turns because I can't stand all day. But it's like I'm stuck in one place in front of a computer. Um, but what is? Yeah, I can get into all that. You guys can look it up. I don't need to say a bunch of things that trigger um, the you know dark web overlords or whatever. But I'll just present my acronym DIE, distraction. You know, I don't want to be distracted. And there's another word you can say diversion. But distracted. The world wants to keep you from what you should be about. I think that the enemy is real, Satan's real, demons and so forth, and some people proclaim expertise on the very specific things going on hour to hour and who's doing what, and even have names for some of these entities that we do not know. we go to the scriptures to find those things out. I believe that there's something to learn there. And those with a couple brain cells know that there's evil in the world, even if they struggle with theosis, which is the um, the issue of God's existence amidst a suffering world. I believe God exists. The fool in his heart says there is no God. And if he tries to trick himself into thinking otherwise, he's just suppressing the truth. I really hope this isn't okay. I'm pretty sure I'm not covering up the mic. Yeah. I don't care for technology. I'm gonna leave it on the steering wheel because I'm pretty sure it's not going to be covering it up. Well, this is so retarded. All right, I'm just gonna hold it like this. So divergence, or say distraction. The enemy wants to keep your focus on something. He wants to take your focus away. He wants you to have the attention span of a goldfish. He wants you to then, give place to ear-tickling talk, things that make you feel like you're maybe part of the tribe. And the tribe is very much ambiguous at times and defined by very superficial things that trick some people, and others, they know better, but yet still want to be part of a group. The things that want to exploit and celebrate difference tend to be the things that discriminate the most. And that's not what we're supposed to be about. Humanity. I want to keep this at a level. I know my camera skills are highly professional. Try not to be jealous, okay, of my skills. Check yourself, examine yourself if you're finding yourself feeling envious of my skills, okay? I'm trying to get this shot in here. It's a pretty cool one. I like this one. Remember, meekness. It's a symbol of meekness. This is not dangerous to you. This is just a shirt, and it's not a satanic image. I figured I'd just do this because sort of the beard thing, and it's like, thinking about there's like at times in a restlessness I can have. I just for some time I've really been moved. I want to do more than some of the daily routine. I wanted my life to count more. And anyway, I can get into all that another time. But I could be distracting myself. But there's inequity. Equity is being fair and impartial. And but inequity is the opposite. You're not being fair, but you're giving declaration. You're making decrees, making decisions that affect people's lives in a way that doesn't reflect a true righteous judgment. It isn't just. Inequity is unjust, and it shows impartiality, playing favorites. It's this party or no party. It's this ideology or what have you. Listen, I mean, I obviously have a bias. I'm a Christian, and I know there's a lot of different flavors of that, so to speak. But I believe the gospel that's given in the scriptures. I believe that that Jesus is God, one with the Father, and those who believe in Him have salvation. Know that sin is what keeps us from God, and so when we give place to the world, we'll take our eyes off God. When we listen to the world, we will then chase our pleasures, let our own bodies dictate, and I've been guilty of that. I know ultimately I'm saved, but I can make shipwreck and give place to the wrong things. I've done that even today a bit in my thinking. I mean, I have to be quick and to catch yourself. I'm willing to say that. Are you? You're willing to confess? I'm willing to say that here, just to continue in this. You take your eyes off and just kind of, being tired sometimes when I am, especially if I'm exhausted. I have to be very careful. I can give place to, lustful thinking. You know, what are your weaknesses? What are your, what are the things that you need to work on? Anyway, the world will say you're fine. I mean, you can be a wacko, perverted maniac, and if you're not, just short of murdering people in cold blood on the street, you can, you know, you are to be not discriminated against. You should not be discriminated against. You are a higher, more sensitive, part of a more coveted group. If you give place to this and this and this, and it's what people with power and money in the world dictate is the case, rather than looking to the scriptures. So much to say. So much to say. This is a redo of again this morning's one that I messed up on. I hope I'm not covering it up again. Oh boy, I really hope I'm not covering up that. Did I cover it up again? Oh man, really hope I didn't cover up the mic again. Anyway, whatever. Being tested in my patience right now. Keep the thing in. Okay, so then there's, well, I want to read in light of inequity. I was looking at Psalm 98 today. Let me just read this part from Psalm 98, verses 7 to 9, just for some context. Let the sea roar and all it contains. By the way, I mentioned this morning. Remember that psalm is a song given to us by God to bring to Him. So it informs us, it gives great implication to what kind of songs we should be writing. Not so much this, we love you, we're happy, we love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we're not supposed to make songs like that. The CCM, it's like the third dimension of hell. A lot of that stuff. Oh, that's controversial. That's not righteous judgment. Well, follow the money and look at their lives too. There's so much homogeneity in that, and it's a lot in big case due to it's due to love of money, and again, it's also a different form of tribalism. My connection, I guess, is not the best. Hopefully that. This one's weird, isn't it? This one's weird in multiple ways. Okay, so Psalm 98. Let the sea roar and all it contains, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy before Yahweh, for He is coming to judge the earth. He will judge the world with righteousness and the peoples with equity. So, even in the sea, the mighty roaring of the sea, there's something about it that's has a underpinning of joy, and we don't understand that, but it's for God. God keeps it going for His glory, and it's before Yahweh, before the Lord, because for the reason that He's coming to judge the earth. There's a rumbling in creation. There are things that we can't explain that happen in this world, in just in nature. There is some bit of specificity to that has to do with the return of God. Um, and he will judge the world with righteousness. It's all about being as upright. You know, it's perfect uprightness. He is he's right in what he does and judges and sees, and how he sees things is right. And he'll judge the peoples with equity. He's not going to allow man anymore at one point to set up committees that have crazy political ideologies to impose their own idiosyncratic, highly demented view of what I almost hit my car, of what equity is. But it's God who knows what's right, and He'll judge. If we give place to these odd, not just a mere, you know, HR corporate gobbledygook initiatives like DEI, but turn to Him, rather. What was I just saying? If we give place to that, we will face consequences of that in our heart. We have to be discerning, and you know, I'm not a human resource. I'm a human being, and this isn't so much a backlash against something personal, but some of it has, you know, my life has been touched a bit by something like that. But anyway, the final part of my acronym is exclusion. When you're keeping others out intentionally, there's you're disallowing certain people and things, types of people and things into whatever system that you think is ideal, or in the world's case, there's a utopia that involves very weird, twisted, perverted views of world peace and whatever else, and it's all, in my estimation, ends in death. We don't want to distract. We don't want to be unrighteous. We don't want to work and make assessment judgments that are inequitable, but we want to be imitating God, who is righteous. And we don't want to exclude others out based on some very strange political view, but we want to be accepting. Anyway, there's something else I thought of, but I guess it's this, this little out of it. Even though I'm going to exercise, so I'm going to work out, and if you give place to DEI, then you should expect D.I.E. Okay, you should you want death, and this is just a small snippet of social manipulation. This is not a big deal. This is not a big deal. This is not a big thing on my map, and it shouldn't really be on yours either. But it felt like addressing because I thought the acronym in response to that was cool. D.I.E. I'll make a song out of that, and maybe have a decent song to record. We need more songs, especially, again, it's those, I'm a believer in Christ, so I have to make that part of my compass for creativity. There's some things that need to be responded to in the arts and music, and it's been done many times, but I have yet to do it in my way with some of the things that I can express that can be done in song. Anyway, it's coming up on 20 minutes. I think that it's time to go. So.